Athletes, we're back at it again with more fitness today. We've got step back lunging, we got up downs, we got burpees, we got some core work for you. So what more could you want? We got Philip, we got Ray, and we're about to bring the fitness, so get ready. The workout's coming up soon. Athletes, our warm-up is starting now. We've got 10 seconds on the clock. We are going to be starting with an up-down to a seal pose. So Philip is gonna take his place in the box. We're gonna have Ray down on the floor. You are stepping back to an up-down position, which is the top of a push-up, and then we are falling through into a seal pose. So we're working on opening up our core. I'm gonna challenge Ray by doing a seal pose and then into a down dog. So she's gonna bring her hips up to the ceiling, back to her up-down position, and then she's gonna step up. We've got Philip doing the same thing over here, dropping through into a modified seal pose. We step out of this up-down. We're gonna step back into our up-down, and then we're gonna drop ourselves back into that seal position. Whatever you're using for your elevated position, please make sure it's not gonna slide on you. Brace it up against a wall or a rig. We're gonna have athletes do 2 more reps here, so we're just getting our torso opened up. We're getting our lower body opened up. When we get done with this, we are going to be moving into our sit-up variations. So athletes are gonna take their places on their ab mats, and we've got Philip doing quarter sit-ups, we've got Ray doing full sit-ups. So I'm gonna have athletes just start going through some reps here. With our quarter sit-ups, what we can do is that we can keep our hands across our chest or by our ears, or we can take our hands and place them on our legs and give ourselves a target to go to. So for Philip, he's gonna go right to the end of his shorts and then back down. If you guys have knee sleeves on and you wanna try to touch those knee sleeves, you can do that as well. Ray is going back, touching the ground behind her head, and then sitting up and touching her toes, making sure that shoulders get past her hip crease. When you're doing this, using that momentum with our arms is gonna definitely help with that. If we wanna make it harder, Ray's gonna take her hands and cross it over her chest, and we take away the momentum of our arms. So you got some options there. For the next one, athletes are gonna make their way back up, and we are gonna go into our step back lunges. So for our step back lunges, this is gonna be a little bit easier on your knees than it would for a step forward or a traveling lunge, but athletes are gonna step back, and we have both of our athletes using an ab mat to kind of cushion those knees. So if you guys have a small towel or something you would like to roll up and put behind you so that when you step back, you can make contact without. We do not want to slam our knees into the ground. So be smart about this. If you have no options and you are doing this on a cement floor at home and you wanted to hold a slight hover at the back of that lunge without touching the floor, that is okay. But get through as much of the range of motion on the lunge as possible. We've got athletes going 1 more rep on each side, and that is it. The warm-up is over. Go take the dog, let it out really quick, let the cat out. If you take your cat on a walk, grab some water, turn your cell phone on silent, make sure the kids are not gonna bother you for this 3-set workout we have coming up next. Our workout is starting in 10 seconds, so take your places, get your equipment ready, because we are starting in 5, 3, 2, 1, go! Both of our athletes have got 3 sets today. We've got 1 minute of rest after each of those sets. So we are working on trying to establish a pace in set number 1 that we can maintain in sets 2 and 3. Do not go so fast here that we see slower times in these sets coming up. I would rather increase intensity and then decrease our time as we work our way through these sets. We've got Ray going through our burpees over line. She's lateral to that line and she does not have to stand up all the way. And then we had Philip doing elevated up downs. Next, we have our athletes moving into our ab mat sit-ups. If you don't have an ab mat at home, you can take a towel, roll that up and put it underneath the small of your back. Ray's going back, touching the ground behind her head, and then sitting up, getting shoulders in front of her hip crease, touching her toes. And then we have Philip doing our quarter sit-ups. Quarter sit-ups are adjusted to your range of motion. So we're looking at trying to get those shoulders off the floor and reaching as far down our legs as possible. If you keep your hands across your chest or on the sides of your head, make sure you're not pulling on your ears. But we sit up as far as we can and use that lift from the floor with our back as the guide of how far we're getting up. Next, we have Ray going into our step back lunges. We've got Philip going into step back lunges as well. Both of our athletes are using ab mats here just to cushion their knees a little bit. You guys are welcome to do that as well. Just make sure that you practice the position with this so that you don't accidentally go back and kick that ab mat. This works really well. Try it out at home if you need something to protect those knees. And if you don't have anything, you can hover right above the floor without making contact, because the last thing we want is a knee going into submit. So make sure that you're keeping your body safe here, but still getting this full range of motion. If you guys have difficulty with lunging and this is something you can't do, you can modify this to air squats for this particular workout. So if you're gonna sub those in, you would have 20 total here, you would have 30 total squats here rather than doing your lunges, which are 15 on each leg. We've got Ray finishing up and she's going back into her sit-ups. Philip is adjusting that ab mat to get these final lunges in, and then he's gonna go back into his quarter sit-ups. We have a lot of core today. I don't want to ruin the ending of the movie, but you're going to be somewhere around 120 reps when we get done with this workout. So make sure you're pacing yourself correctly. And this minute rest that's coming up is strategic. So you can open yourself up, get into a seal pose, get your core open. Don't just sit around. Don't pretend that you're a mime in an invisible box. I want you guys using the time to active recovery. So shake those arms out, get that core opened up, and get ready for those sets coming up. Philip is going into his quarter sit-ups. Ray has just finished up. She's going back into these lateral burpees. Now with these lateral burpees, you'll notice that Ray is stepping up on the outside leg of every rep. Strategically, this makes a lot of sense because now we're stepping up on opposite legs for every rep. That's gonna keep your lower back balanced, so we're not stepping up on one side every single time, making that side tight. If you choose to jump up on these, you're welcome to, but the step up with the hop over is a very efficient strategy, and it'll keep you moving consistently through this. Ray is done. She is on to her minute rest here. She's gonna keep track of that time. She's also gonna be moving around during this. I don't want you guys sitting down or laying down on the floor. Take nice deep recovery breaths. We got Philip right on her tails with these elevated up downs. Again, elevated up downs are done on a surface that is stable, so make sure that you're not gonna use something that's gonna slide on you. We got Philip hopping out to that top of a push-up position and then going back, and he is done. Now Philip is a go-getter, and we had a spat before this, so he's gonna do high knees during his rest time for this first round. High knees, let's go, Philip. I'm gonna do them with you here. I'm kidding, we're not doing them. Use the time to recover here. We want you nice and rested by the time you start your next round. So we've got Ray just about to start on her next round. Philip has around 45 seconds left, so nice deep breaths. Focus on where you can start to speed up a little bit in this next set. So set number 1 was our slowest. Set number 2 is gonna be medium. And then set number 3 is setting a world record for this workout. So you guys are gonna be moving quick there. We got Ray back on these lateral burpees over line, making sure that she's increasing the intensity, but she's still keeping that form and that strategy of that step up on the outside leg. This will really help you in this because it's eliminating 2 extra jumps that you would have to do if you were jumping those feet up. We got Philip already ready to go on these elevated up downs, and he is off to the races. We've got Ray back on the floor going into these ab mat sit-ups. Again, when we're doing ab mat sit-ups, we have to touch the ground behind our head and then touch our toes, getting that shoulder in front of our hip crease. As Ray sits up, she's gonna exhale because we always think about breathing out when we exert ourselves on the movement. So if we were doing an air squat, we'd take a nice deep breath in at the top, squat, and then breathe out on the way up. Philip is into his quarter sit-ups here. Again, Philip has picked a part on his leg that he's going to be reaching to. If you use your shorts as the guideline, make sure they're staying in the same spot. Don't try to pull them down a little bit higher so that you don't have to go as far. We want to make sure that we're getting as far up on these quarter sit-ups as possible. We've got Ray into our step back lunges here, making sure she's making contact and standing full at the top. It's easy to stay in a closed off position when we go to switch legs, so I want full extension or else it's a no rep. I've seen a couple of you do some no reps there, so clean those up. I want to make sure that we get full range of motion and get everything out of this workout that we can today. We got Philip finishing up with sit-ups, and he's right on Ray's tail, catching up on these step back lunges here. After Ray finishes up with the step back lunges, we're back to our core work. Again, we got a lot of sit-ups today, so make sure that you guys are being smart in the way you're doing those. If you need to use your arms for assistance, you can. If regular sit-ups are too easy, you can take those hands and cross them over your chest to make them a little bit more difficult. We're looking at maintaining a pace through this workout where we don't have to rest except for that minute rest that we have planned after each set. Again, this is our moderate temperature. We're not baking yet, but the oven is preheating for our third and final set. Philip is finishing up his step back lunges. We've got Ray back on her sit-ups, doing a great job of, you can't hear it, but I can hear her breathing on every rep. It's very easy in movements like burpees and sit-ups to hold our breath. So we want to make sure that we're finding a way to pace the movement with our breathing, not the other way around. If you guys are getting 2 to 3 reps without taking a breath, I need you to relax just a little bit. Keep that same intensity, but get some oxygen in yourself so you can keep pushing here. Philip is doing a great job of these step back lunges, using the ab mat as the target that we're going to. I'm gonna have him stand full at the top so that we're not staying closed off there. We got Ray back into these burpees, and she is setting the standard for herself for set number 3. So she's moved pretty fast on this, and she's gotta move faster on this last one. We got Philip back into these quarter sit-ups. Philip is breathing out each time that he sits up here. And again, if you can see Philip's shoulders, we're focused on trying to get those shoulders off the floor. That is gonna be the piece that helps engage our core, and Ray is done. Saw that, 7:44 on the clock, so you're going at 8:44. Oh, 7:42, my apologies. So we gotta beat this one next. So if you guys are in line with Ray, or if you just finished up and you wanna try to take her head on, we got the final set here. So I challenge you to see if you can match or beat Ray's pace, because she's very competitive. She looks very nice, like a very pleasant person. But when the lights go on and we're on the competition floor, she's gonna show out. We got Philip just the same. Philip is a competitor. I think we actually had Philip beat Ray in a workout before this, so we're like tied neck and neck here. Philip has just finished his elevated up downs, and we have our athletes on their final rest. Philip has his full minute that he's gonna go, shaking out his hands, getting ready to go into our last one. We got Ray ready to take on whoever's ready to challenge her. You guys have 3, 2, 1, and go. We've got Ray. Oh, these burpees are flying. She's eliminated the step, and she's going into the jump. She sees you at home, and she's not letting you win. So you guys gotta push here. I'm gonna keep her honest on her reps on these burpees and these step back lunges. You keep yourself honest, because if you get a win by cheating the standard, it's no win at all. We got Ray going back into these sit-ups. Her shoulders are getting past that hip crease, making sure that we're touching our toes when we sit up. We got Philip going into our elevated up downs. He's in this race as well. He's pushing the pace here. If you guys are going with Philip, let's see if you can push him a little bit and keep that pace up. We've got elevated up downs and sit-ups going on. We got Ray finishing up here, and she's going back to her step back lunges. Are you guys keeping up with her? I don't think that I could. We've got Philip going into these quarter sit-ups, and we are going through. Philip is picking up the pace on this set as well. This is your third and final set. I always bring this up, but remember why you're doing this workout and who you're doing it for. If it's yourself, that's completely fine. If it's somebody else, that's completely fine as well, but push yourself and keep that reason in your mind. We've got Ray going into step back lunges, doing a great job of getting full extension at the top before she goes into her next rep. Stepping back, making contact. Make sure you guys are not cheating the standard of not making contact with your target in the back unless you're on a cement floor. That's the only excuse that I will allow to be valid here. If you guys are doing air squats for your lunges as well, make sure you're getting full range of motion below parallel and standing all the way at the top. We got Philip catching up on our step back lunges here as well. He might be making a run at this workout. I don't know, we're gonna see, because he's pushing the pace. He's got a sneaky smile on his face as well, so he might have something up his sleeve. We got Ray going into her sit-ups. Again, touching the ground behind our head and then touching our feet when we sit all the way up. We cue touching your toes because that allows you to get your shoulders forward. Any contact with your feet will be valid, but I do need to see that shoulder crease, your shoulders in front of your hip crease when you sit up. We got Philip on these lunges, moving fast. This is the fastest pace that we've had on this set for Philip, and the fastest pace that we've had for Ray as well. This is where I need you guys to dig in because we are almost there. The worst part coming up is the burpees for Ray. and she's gonna fly through these. So if you guys are on your sit-ups, she is done, and she's moving on to these burpees. And I'm gonna have her go quick, 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 quick. No contact with the line, she's moving through these. We've got Philip going into his quarter sit-ups. Ray is flying on this. I can feel the heat off of these burpees right now. She is moving, 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 and she is on her final reps. And that is it. The story has been told. You have one more? No! Well, we're doing one for posterity's sake. So Ray is now done. So if you manage to beat her during the confusion of the last rep, we always do our reps here. Great job, Ray. You pushed the pace there. I would say that was her fastest set of the entire workout. We got Philip going into his last set of up downs. If you are in line and in pace with Philip right now, let's push it right now because I'm gonna make Philip move. We are going all the way through all of our reps. Philip will get all his 10 reps in. He will, we know he will. It was a mistake, we get competitive. If you're ever unsure of what rep you're on, you've always got one more to do then. So Philip is done. Great job, Philip. Great job, Ray. Great job at home. If you guys are still working, keep moving. Don't stop just because we're done here. If you guys are already done, give yourself a fist bump, give yourself a pat on the back. We got the cool down coming up next, so make sure you don't skip out on that. Great job, athletes. We will see you in the cool down. Everybody, that was a fantastic effort on today's workout. I'm so happy you showed up today to do some fitness with us. I know we got a great workout here. Our cores are pretty toasty, so you got some cool down coming up. But before I get to that, if you're not a part of the Mayhem Athlete community, why not? If you like today's workout and you want to find workouts like this or workouts that are more challenging that you could do in the gym, on the road, in your office, I've said it before, in a box with a fox or in a mouse, in a house with a mouse, we could do those. We've got workouts for you. So if your goals are doing bodybuilding, functional fitness, CrossFit, or just getting fitter for life, we've got you. Now, the Mayhem Athlete community is a group of like-minded individuals that will push you to be a better you on a daily basis, or even all the way to the competition floor. So if you're not a part, you need to join today. Now, the serious part. I always get way too serious here because I mean it when I say this. You gotta do your cool down. It's just like your vegetables. We need to make sure that we click on one of the cool downs that are listed here. Take care of your body because it just took care of you. As always, I love to end with this piece, and I mean it, even though I've said it 1,000 times. Be kind, be a good person, and make sure you join us again for another great day of fitness.